Space, the final frontier. My name is Captain Foley, and these are my adventures. Captain's Log, Stardate 201507.06. Welcome back, guys. Nice to see you. Got a long Captain's Log today. Well, I'll try not to make it too long. Got a lot of comments and questions, and then quite a few things to talk about. So we'll get right into the comments and questions from my last video and do those first, okay? So the first one is from NC1701 Dan. Another Australian watcher here. We don't call them shrimp, we actually call them prawns. Like in Stargate, how you only saw occasional Aussies. I think Trek could have done with some more dashes of the Australian accent, though. So my last Captain's Log, I did a really bad Australian accent, and I apologize to any Aussies I offended. Throw another shrimp on the Barbie or whatever. And now it's Shark Week, so I get to hear the word water a lot. I love the way the Australians say the word water. And, go out and sit on me dick, which sounds really bad. Sit on my dick and look at the water. But anyway, if I offended anybody, I apologize. And yes, I agree. Star Trek should have had more Australians. That'd be cool. An Australian captain, I think, would be awesome. But then Daniel Collins replies to his comment and says, agreed, but with realistic accents, not from those blokes in Pacific Rim, for example. Like Picard's girlfriend, Nella Darren, who was an Australian actress. So, yeah, I think Aussies in Star Trek would be great, actually. So, next one is from Steve Martino. An episode discussion show would be awesome. If Trek ever returns to TV, you guys should really consider doing that, even if it's still on YouTube. Great log. So I threw the idea around last time that me and Sammy should do episode reviews. Watch an episode, review it, and then specifically kind of focus on the ships that were used, how they were used, and the tech that was used. If our show ever went more mainstream, that's something we consider doing for sure. I think it'd be a fun Trekyards episode or show idea, but we'll have to see. I mean, it is a great idea, and I will consider it. But like I said, we got a few shows in development right now. Probably about 3 shows, actually. And, of course, we all know about the new mission briefing. I'm going to be talking about the mission briefing and the newer shows that we're working on or thinking about a little bit later in this Captain's Log. So just stay tuned for that. We're going to get through all these comments and stuff first. You got the next one's from Sackwist. You guys need a cool Trekyards logo for those shirts. Stuart, really sorry to hear about your losses from the divorce. And, of course, he's referring to my sword collection, my everything. I lost a lot of stuff in my divorce. I did get a lot of it back, mind you, but that's just an open wound I don't want to talk about right now. It was a long time ago, and I am over it, but I see so many things that I'm like, I used to have that. Irritating. Anyway, but yes, we need new cool Trekyards logos for those shirts. Well, this isn't a Trekyard shirt. This is just one of my shirts that I like. And but yes, we do have a few Trekyards designs. We already planned out like 6 to 10 of them for when we ever do another fundraiser or whatever. We have shirts that we can give as perks or sell eventually. So we are working on that kind of thing, and so stay tuned for that, okay? I don't know what else to say about that. I would love really cool shirts, but they're expensive to get made. We have to get them made in bulk, so it's something that we're thinking about further down the line. Okay, the next one is from Radical Edward, also Kiana Caria, and in brackets it's Michael Gardner. You're an avid Egyptologist. Might have to contact you, Captain Foley. Avid amateur Egyptologist. Yes, I love ancient history, and I've been studying ancient Egypt for a long time. Got a lot of stuff on it. So yeah, feel free to contact me about any projects or anything you want to do. You can email trekyards@hotmail.com or email me personally at Stuart, stuart.t.g.foley, Stuart T.G. Foley, at gmail.com. So, looking forward to hearing from you. Next one is from Daniel Collins. LOL. Love the Aussie accent, Captain. We'll be sure to put a few more shrimps or prawns on the Barbie for you, with plenty of beer for drinking, of course. And then a winky face. Oh, I like this guy already. I'm going to Australia. I'd love to go to Australia and have me some beer and some prawns, I guess. Shrimp on the Barbie, prawns. Foster's. It's Australian for beer. Foster's. I don't know if you guys drink Foster's. Anyway. I'm just embarrassing myself to all the Australians out there. Thanks for showing us your other collections. I'm a bit of the same. Aside from Star Trek and sci-fi, I have a passion for aviation, which, like Trek, comes from my father, and I love of cars too. The Lamborghini experience you had sure sounds awesome. Very jelly. Okay, I'm going to just touch on a few points right here. First of all, I also have a passion for aeronautics. F-14 is my favorite jet. The P-51 Mustang is my favorite warbird from World War II. But I love all jets. I love all old fighter planes, things like that. So awesome. And cars, I do have a 79 Camaro, which I actually should show you guys sometime. I gotta wash it up right now. It's been in storage for 15 years. I just got it out this year. Been working on it, replacing a few things. It doesn't have a carburetor on it right now. The carburetor is getting rebuilt, and once that's back, I need to put a new fuel filter on, new brake lines, and then should be able to take it for a spin. But if you guys want, you can go back to my early videos. There's a playlist, actually, of me driving a Lamborghini Aventador in Vegas, as well as an Aston Martin Vantage. There's about 6 videos in the playlist. 2 are in-car that I purchased there. So you got the speedometer and the track and camera on me. And the other ones are from, like, my wife, who's holding the camera, watching me go around the track and whatnot, and getting in the Aventador and stuff. Awesome, awesome stuff. I love cars too. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know much about how to fix cars, but I love driving cars and I love cars. So he goes on to say, I'm trying to find more time to get more Trek into my world again. Bought a bunch of model kits recently to get back into that. I know you're quite a Trek modeler, so hoping to get some tips from you. By all means, I do my, whenever I do anything on my 350 build, which I haven't done for a while, I post it. There's been a lot of past videos. Like I said, just scroll through my older stuff. Before even Trekyards existed, I was doing this kind of stuff. So scroll through that and check it out if you want. Lots of great stuff, and there's probably some good tips in there for you if you need them. I just got a whole bunch of new models, but that's something else we're going to talk about in a minute too. Next one from BS Dandrum 27. Oh, BS Dan and Rum. BSD and Rum? Yeah, BSD and Rum 27. I think you guys would make perfect hosts for television. Oh, thank you. Without your passion, it'd just be a meathead or a hot girl pretending to be interested in what they're talking about. Sincerity goes a long way. We have a lot of sincerity when it comes to Trekyards and to ships here on Trekyards. We really love the source material, and we want to make a show that we ourselves would want to watch. So that's why we think it's been successful and why you guys are enjoying it so much. Also, why not let you guys host? The last thing we need is Ryan Seacrest presents Trekyards. It's true. We would never let that happen. Don't worry. We got your backs. Trekyards will be protected and taken care of. Next is from John Muller. Don't know if this has already been asked, but have Samuel and Stuart physically met? If not, any plans to attend a meet somewhere, like a convention? We have not met. It's funny because he's like one of my best friends. We talk all the time on Skype. We have long, like 2-3 hour long conversations sometimes when we only plan on an hour. If I'm in a bad mood, he will cheer me up. Just talking to him tends to cheer me up. Same with him. If he's in a bad mood, he'll talk to me. We'll cheer each other up. We work great together as a team, but no, we haven't met. We do plan on it someday. I mean, I'm either me going over there for a convention, him coming over here for a convention, or doing any kind of work in his field, like video editing. I know he's got some work lined up with Alec Peters, possibly for Axanar, which will be in the fall. So if he comes down, we're definitely going to meet up at some point and maybe do a live Trekyards episode from somewhere. I don't know what we're doing yet. There's a lot in the works, so just stay tuned for that. I don't want to give away too many secrets either, as there's one or two things that I could mention, but probably shouldn't. So, all right. Next one is from Jake Pelletier. As an amateur Egyptologist myself, I have been considering the following tour at archaeologicalpaths.com, which is pricey but quite impressive. You get access to all the major sites and some very special treatment because of the senior archaeologist involved. Senior Egyptologist involved. Sorry guys, it's in the morning and I haven't had my coffee. I know you are probably too busy, but I thought you might enjoy seeing what this tour is all about nevertheless. Also, that is an impressive assortment of phasers you have displayed on the wall. I'm currently considering acquiring a nice selection of them. However, I could use some guidance from you. Samuel has already provided me with his take. Thanks, Samuel. But since you are a team, I would appreciate your views as well. There must be a lot to say on this topic. Example, why the different colored handles on TOS phasers, and should they all be collected? The new and pricey TOS remote control phaser, all the others, etc. So maybe a show on them would be appropriate. What do you guys think? Thanks. Let's go back to the archaeology tour. I would love to go on that. That'd be awesome. Don't know if I have the time, but very cool. And as for the phaser reviews and things like that, item reviews, I should maybe actually move this over a little bit. There we go. That would be a cool show, actually. And like I said, a lot of my older videos are like that. I go through my collection and I basically just pick out a piece and talk about it. And that was my early Captain's Foley videos. So just scroll back through down to the bottom or the beginning of my YouTube, and you'll see a lot of great Star Trek stuff. I would love to do reviews on products. I think that's a great idea. Okay, next one is from Scream and Scream Again. Tom Hutchinson here. I looked up my comment on the last Captain's Log. Not sure why the whole comment didn't show on your side, but here it is, picked up from the Oh Yeah. If you remember, there was a comment last time that it ended Oh Yeah, and I said I didn't know if you wanted to say more. Well, this is it. So, oh yeah, you want questions? What was your most up close and personal Star Trek moment pre-Trekyards? Visiting the set, meeting someone, etc. Thanks for showing us around today. Not bored. I love peeking through collections and building my own. It's pretty rad that you got to drive that Lamborghini. Yes, it was. It was an Aventador. It was amazing. It was on a track. Check out the video. I would really very much like you guys to see the in-car video. I drove the Aston Martin first, and then I drove the Aventador, and it's a totally different ride. The Aston Martin's more refined, more gentlemanly, and then the Lamborghinis just kick you in the butt. Awesome extravagance. But going back up to most up-close and personal Star Trek moment. I would have to say when we went to Star Trek Vegas 2013, we got to meet a lot of the actors, and they're all very friendly people. My wife and I were getting married down there. We got married in a helicopter above the strip, and we told some of the actors that, and they were enthralled with that. They're like, we told them that we're getting married, and they're like, "You're not having a Star Trek wedding, are you?" We're like, No. Even we think that's a little cheesy. So instead, they were very excited about our idea, and my computer's flashing. Hold on a second. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. My computer had a little bit of a heart attack again. This one's getting old, and I need to clear off some stuff and reformat it. But so getting back to the special up-close moment, we were actually talking to Chase Masterson, who, of course, was Lita from Deep Space Nine, and she was selling her new jazz CD at the time. And when she found out that we were getting married, she actually gave us a free copy and signed it. I'm just going to grab that for you right now. So here it is here. And congratulations, Stuart and Sylvia, and Chase Masterson, the heart, and even the disc she signed. So great jazz music. She's a very great entertainer, and it's amazing that they didn't put her work into the show. That's what they usually do with the Trek actors. They incorporate their talents in, like 709 sang, the Doctor sang, things like that. So it's kind of neat, or not neat, it's kind of strange that they didn't incorporate that with her character. I think it would have been perfect. But there you have it. That's one of my favorite Trek moments. Also, Garrett Wang was very nice to us there. Robert Picardo, so many other ones were. They just loved the fact that we were getting married, and it was such a unique way, and that we were Trek fans. Mayweather from Enterprise, Anthony Montgomery, was super nice. He signed a copy of his Miles Away book for us. So we kind of got some free perks that way, and my computer's still doing funky stuff. So hold on one second. Alright, so hopefully it won't be doing that again. I apologize. If it does, I'll either ignore it or we'll figure it out somehow. Next one is from BSD and Rum27. I'm all about a Trekyards fleet, Lieutenant. I'm all about a Trekyards fleet. Lieutenant Dan 27, see you out there. So I was thinking of making a Trekyards fleet for Star Trek Online when I eventually get a chance to go on and play again. I think that'd be cool. You guys could all join, and there goes my computer again, but that's okay. And he goes on to say, also about the first officer's log. I can do an engineering log. My name is Mr. Scott, after all. So, yeah, I'd like the commander to do a log, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Sorry about that. Had a little message I had to respond to. But he goes on to say, best of luck. I can't wait to see Captain Foley on TV. Don't forget us, LOL. I'll never forget you guys. I mean, we started in October. It's not even been a year yet, and we're already huge and getting bigger. I mean, we've got all the designers. We've got the Trekyards has grown in ways I couldn't even fathom back a year ago. I would have told you were crazy if you told us where we'd be right now. So thank you guys. I'll never forget you guys. And don't worry, the TV thing's not anytime soon, so I'll be around for a long time. Last one is from Ashley Bunker, who actually joined us in the Google Live Trekyards Hangout 2 days ago. He said, good video as always. Also like military history. Off to one of the biggest military vehicles and living history shows next month. Any favorite vehicles I see? I'll see if I can find any. And have you ever seen any of the early fan films like Hidden Frontiers, etc.? Was a little bad acting, but enjoyed a lot of them, and the Intrepid series. Well, military vehicle-wise, like I said, World War II Warbirds, P-51 Mustang, the P-40, stuff like that. I love them. F-14 Tomcats, the SR-71 Blackbird, planes like that, my favorites. So, early fan films, I've probably seen a few of them. I can honestly say I haven't seen a lot, and if I do, I don't really remember most of them, so I'd have to go back and watch them. But yes, I do tend to watch that kind of thing quite often. So, anyway, first thing I want to talk about is the Trekyards live hangout we had on Saturday. Like I said, a few people showed up, and three of our Trekyards guests appeared. There was Josh Spencer, who worked on FASA and Starfleet Battles. Our original Terror Bird creator, Michael Freitas, showed up and talked for the whole thing. And a few other people popped in and out. And finally, to top it all off, right when we were about to close down, Alec Peters showed up. I'd seen him on Skype, and I talked to him, said, hey, we're having a live hangout. He said he's too busy writing the script. He'd have to kind of check a rain check, and I said, okay, that's cool. Just get to work on the script because I'm eager to see it. So the faster it's done, the faster I can see it. And after I said that, he popped on, and he talked for a good half hour or so with the people that were there. So it was a great Trekyards Google Hangout. We plan on doing those once a month, maybe once every 2 months. We'll have to see. It depends on what you guys think, what you'd like to see. So let us know in the comments and stuff, or just on the Trekyards page. And I wish more people could have came, but it was the 4th of July, so I understand why there was almost nobody there. It was just bad timing, but it's just how it had to work out. So, but like I said, we had a celebrity guest show up, and that's awesome because you never know what's going to happen with Trekyards. Who's going to show up to those live hangouts? Could be Andrew Probert could show up. Could be Doug Drexler, Rick Sternbach. The list goes on and on of people that could just show up randomly to those. So they're definitely worth coming in and visiting with us. We had some fun. We discussed a lot of topics, but you know, we're going to try to make it more interactive next time. Have a few ideas lined up for things we can talk about and do with you guys. So just, you know, stay tuned and come back and check them out when we do have them. So next thing I'd like to talk about is the last video I put up yesterday, which is my Captain Foley's Christmas in July. Now, it's a half-hour video. It's a little long for what it is. It's an unboxing video, but it was important to me and important to my friend who brought the things for me. His name is Noel. He's a big cosplayer at many Star Trek conventions. You've probably all seen him. He brought me quite a few boxes of things, which I'll unbox on screen. They're all Star Trek, Star Wars, that kind of memorabilia in boxes, and mint condition, most of them. He's a great friend of mine, and I'm glad he showed up. He gave me one thing that was very important to me. When I first met him at the Vegas Con in 2013. He had a leather bomber jacket with the Starfleet patches on it and a captain's hat, and he gave me his captain's hat, and it's a very special item to me. I have a picture of it, a picture of me wearing it with a leather jacket on my page, and he knew it fit me because I wore it then, and it looked good on me, and I am the captain after all, so he brought it for me, and it's now mine. He's bequeathed it to me, and I'm going to show it to you guys right now. So there's my Star Trek captain's hat, because Captain Foley is good like that. Needs a hat. So that's awesome. The video is long, like I said, but it's worth watching if you're into Star Trek collectibles and memorabilia and toys and things like that, because there's a lot of cool stuff that I get. And I gotta kind of reshape this thing a little bit, but this was very special to me, this hat. He's been a good friend of mine, and he came to visit right after the Google Hangout. He was supposed to be there at 4, and the Google Hangout was supposed to end at 3, but because of mitigating circumstances, and then Alec Peters showed up, we didn't end until about 5 to 4, and as soon as I ended the call, there's a knock on the door, and it's Noel. So, I mean, the timing was perfect. Then I had to do a quick couple minutes follow-up call with Samuel, and then I recorded the video that you've probably seen that I put up yesterday. So Captain Foley, Christmas in July, check it out. And yeah, this cat will make appearances quite often, I'm sure. But yeah, very special piece. Love it. This used to be a Soviet emblem. He filed off the sickle and the hammer, and then put on the Federation patch. He's a great cosplayer, does his own costumes, lots of great costumes, and there's pictures of him all over the internet. You probably don't even know you've seen him. So, but anyway, that's that. Let's see what else we have on my list of things to talk about. The new show. Okay, yes, Mission Briefing. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm getting a lot of positive comments about it. It's a random unscripted show. We're going to actually start including designers and special guests on there. We've talked to Alec Peters. He's going to be coming on very soon with one, just to kind of randomly talk about a few pictures that we show up on screen. Now, this show is very interesting because we don't do any research prior. We just pick out some pictures and go through them and talk about them, and it generates a lot of information, and it's a pre-episode to the full episode of those ships. It's going to our process is such that when we talk about it, we develop, wow, that's actually what that is. We never even realized that. We've been Star Trek fans for years. You think you know everything, but you don't. Excuse me. My computer's having a heart attack again. Anyway, it's amazing the things you can learn and figure out when you actually discuss it. And like I said, these points, if you know anything about the ship that you find interesting, or that you think other people might not have known, or any mistakes we made, comment in them, because those facts will then be incorporated into the full episode, which will help all the other fans know exactly what, all the information about that particular ship. So help us out with that one. Like I said too, we got 3 other shows in development. One has a special co-host, which will be joining us for almost every episode. I don't know if I should mention it. Actually, I think I will. Rob Burnett from Axanar. He's the director and editor over there. He works very closely with Alec Peters. He is going to be joining us for a special kind of show, but we're not talking about that quite yet. We've talked to him preliminarily, and he's on board. He's been very busy with the Axanar Kickstarter that's coming out soon, so we haven't had a chance to kind of develop it any further. But we're looking into that, and there's also 1 or 2 other things that we're thinking of doing. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. There's lots of cool stuff. We love making more work for ourselves here at Trekyards. Why only have 5 shows when we can have 8? Who knows? But you guys seem to enjoy it, so we enjoy it even more. And we're making shows that are easier for us to make in a way. Mission briefings are they're not super simple. They're just a lot more simple than a regular Trekyards episode and a lot less involved. So it gives more product to you, and creates more content for Trekyards. So we've had a lot of criticisms, I guess, that we've looking at all these small rinky-dink ships, side cannon, one-hit wonders, stuff like that. We haven't hit any of the big ships. That's one of the reasons we developed Mission Briefing, so we can talk about the big ships before we actually do full episodes on them. Because next year is the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, and we got a lot of cool stuff lined up for that year. All the legends, like the TOS Connie, the Refit, Enterprise D, Voyager, Defiant, so much stuff that we have packed in for that year. Those are the big boys. We know you guys want them. You know you guys want to see those episodes, but we can't get to them right away. So that's why we developed Mission Briefing. That's why we're talking with the designers about designing the ships, the designing the 1701 with Andrew Probert. Amazing 2 episodes. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. And please tell Andrew why you like the refit. He's always been curious, and he says it's hard to get a straight answer from people who know who he is when he's talking to them. So leave a comment in the comments for him and tell him why you love the ship so much. It'd be greatly appreciated. But yes, we're doing the big ships. We're doing this. We're trying to do small ships and ships that people didn't know about to kind of build more interest. But a lot of people are still like, oh, we want this, we want that. So that's why we do a mission briefing, so we can cover those ships preliminarily before we get into the full episode on them. So hope you guys appreciate that, and I hope you guys are tuning in. This is. I mean, we want to point out too that this is a very hard show to develop or to create. We put a lot of hard work in for a weekly show. We have multiple show titles, multiple show formats, and we don't get paid anything. All your donations help. So if you can go over to Trekyards.com and click the donate button and donate whatever you can, it would be greatly appreciated, because we put so much time into this for you guys, and we have real lives that we need to take care of as well. So it's very difficult. But we do work very hard. Each episode on Samuel's end is about 12 hours or more from us filming to getting the final edit done, and then getting the clips in the episode, getting the pictures in the episode, getting the LCARS displays up. All that is a lot of work for him, plus the original renders he does. On my end of it, I've got all the research I have to do, all the books and materials I have to go through, the internet. I have to gather all the pictures for the episode. I have to write the script. I usually I'm the one contacting our special guests to arrange to talk to them, and then I send the script to Samuel. Samuel edits the script, adds his little bits and thoughts, takes out a few things, alters a few things, sends it back to me. I do another alter and an edit, and then of course we do a read through. We tweak it again when we do the read through, and then we go on to filming. And filming a 25 minute episode can sometimes take 45 minutes. There's bloopers, there's mistakes, there's things that pop up. So that all has to be edited out, and then it gets into Samuel's hands, and that's where the whole 12 hours of editing and rendering and all that comes in. So guys, we get comments that we missed this, or we made a mistake, or why didn't we see this, things like that, and we appreciate all that stuff. But at the same time, we're doing a lot for you guys when we're asking for very little. We just want to create a show that we know we would want to watch. So we hope you can appreciate it, and please understand that it is a lot of hard work and very time consuming, and we do have regular lives and regular jobs and things we have to do. So bear with us. We're doing the best we can, and if we make a few mistakes, we're very sorry, but yeah. Alright, another thing I wanted to discuss was we recently, my brother and I and one of our special guest stars, Josh Spencer, did a Starfleet Battles game that I recorded and put on the channel, and it's got a lot of views, and a lot of people are interested. They want to see more. It's brought back a lot of memories for them. So we are going to be looking into doing more of those type of things. Josh was kind enough to come down from Michigan to play with us. He hasn't played for 30 years, and he was one of the people that developed ships for that game, as well as FASA. he also created the entire race, the Interstellar Concordium, for the Starfleet Battles game, and created their ships and whatnot. So very exciting to have him playing with us. It was a great game. It was fun. The video is on my channel, so check it out. We are going to be doing more of those. I just wanted to kind of touch base on that. Also, you got to meet my brother in that episode, and that video, sorry, and he loves Trekyards, but he's my older brother, so he finds all the flaws in it. And he is 3 weeks behind. Last time I checked, I think he's caught up now, actually. But when I wrote this, he was 3 weeks behind, and shame on him. But he's a very busy guy. He owns his own business. He has his own dojo for karate as well. So he's a 4th degree black belt. So lots going on with him, and so I don't blame him. But I mentioned the Galactic Survey Cruiser in one of my older video captain's logs, and I said that he would comment on it and tell you exactly what was involved with it. And he's finally got around to doing that, so I'm just going to tell you about it. So there's the heavy cruiser, there's also the command cruiser, which is the Enterprise refit, basically, and then there's the Galactic Survey Cruiser, which has additional sensors on the hull, located on the primary hull. Sorry. And he sent me this email. By the way, if you were ever to mention the Galactic Survey Cruiser further, the things I would say about it are: same number of phasers. Just the 2 forward phasers are removed from the saucer and put into the secondary hull as 360-degree phasers. Same number of photon torpedoes. It has a couple of reactors for extra power, more labs, but the big difference is it has 4 special sensors. The special sensors give it the powers of a scout. The only other difference is that there are 2 more shuttle boxes, which often carry 2 fighters instead of administration shuttles. That's just a little piece of Starfleet Battles history. Galactic Survey Cruiser is a neat looking ship. Like I said, it's got little sensor domes or sensor deflectors on located on the 4 corners, if you will, of the saucer. So it's a neat looking ship, and I just thought I'd share that. Maybe 1 or 2 little Starfleet Battles facts in each captain's log, get you guys enlightened. Would be awesome. I also want to mention that in that Starfleet Battles video, there's some weird, funky background music. That's because we filmed it at my brother's massage therapy clinic. He is a registered massage therapist and owns his own business, like I said. So we went there after hours. There was a lot more room to play the game. We used the Megahex board, and of course, because it's where people go to get massages and relax, they have the chimey music in the background. So if you notice it, we'll try not to do that next time. Maybe we'll see. Put in like some more appropriate Star Trek theme music in the background. But I just thought somebody might have noticed that and wanted to know what was going on with that. So there you go. Okay, my last 2 points is running long, and I apologize, guys, but I hope you guys are still entertained. I posted some pictures on the Trekyards Facebook page yesterday of really cool ships, dreadnoughts and whatever, by a guy named John Payne, Payne. So I posted them with the names of them and their classes, and I'm immediately getting jumped by, 3 nacelles won't work. Why will 3 nacelles work? Guys, FAST has had this problem for a long time. It generates debate, but it's an ongoing debate, and it's a debate that's kind of pointless in a way. It's like minutia that we should be talking about. 3 nacelles work just fine. 1 nacelle works just fine. The Klingon Bird of Prey doesn't even have nacelles, and it goes to warp. I mean, it's Star Trek. We're all nerds. Let's just enjoy it for what it is. It's an aesthetically pleasing looking ship, or you like it or you hate it. I happen to like the Dreadnought classes that I had posted. So just enjoy it for what it is. There's no sense getting in huge debates about it and jumping down people's throats that, is that possible? I don't know. Well, yes, it's possible because it's right there in front of you. It's a ship that someone created. It looks great. So I know Gene Roddenberry had the pairs rule for warp engines and the line of sight rule, which means nothing could be blocking the front of the engine. It needed line of sight to free open space. And they should be in pairs, either 2, 4, 6, whatever. But he himself signed off on the Federation class Dreadnought, which is a 3 nacelle ship, and so therefore it kind of throws this pairs rule out the window, and it was just his rule. So take it for what it is. I enjoy this 3 nacelle ships. I enjoyed all of the myriad universe of ships that people create. They're amazing. Some of them just look spot on, and the Dreadnought's one of my favorites, as you saw in the intro to this video. So I don't want to get involved in that whole debate, schmoozle, schmozzle, whatever. All right. Scouts work just fine too with 1 nacelle. That's just the way it is. Trekyards said so. We're the technical resource to go to for starships design, and we say that it works, so it works. Wow, that was arrogant of me, eh? Anyway, last thing I want to talk about is not Star Trek related or Trekyards related. It's about the Confederate flag on the General Lee. I just posted some pictures of the General Lee, said I want to, please post pictures of the General Lee. There's no reason that the General Lee should be a casualty of this whole Confederate flag thing. And I got people jumped down my throat about it, that it's racist. And I grew up watching Dukes of Hazzard. I love the show. It brings back a lot of great memories for me. I learned to drive watching that show. That's scary. But I never once, ever associated the Confederate flag on the General Lee with anything negative. It just, good memories from my childhood. I love the car. It looks appropriate on the car. It's not even, it's just the battle flag of the Confederacy. It's not even the Confederate flag that represents slavery, but that's another issue altogether. But now, all these years later, after the shooting, oh, he had one on him, we must therefore ban it, and oh, the General Lee has it, which means no more selling of General Lee merchandise, or we must remove the flag from the General Lee. And I think, to be quite honest, that's bullshit. I don't know if that's going to create any controversy, but it's bullshit. The show has been around for, what, it was in the early 80s? And we're just now going, oh, wait a minute, let's get rid of that. Because of this one incident. It's ridiculous, I hate it, it's dumb, it's ignorant, and you need to just use some common sense, people. Just use some common sense and actually get your facts straight. It's not the actual flag that represents slavery. It's the Confederate battle flag, and it just represents the South. It's not a big deal. It's not even about the flag for me. It's about the car. I mean, I can still buy Nazi merchandise or models that has the swastika on it on tanks and warplanes that actually physically killed people, these planes and these cars, or these planes and these tanks. But the General Lee, the car, never once hurt anybody on purpose. That wasn't a stuntman. And in the show, and the show is all about a family that confronts the corrupt politics and government of Hazard County, Boss Hogg, and for you guys out there that didn't know, there were black people in the show. They were usually FBI agents that came to audit Boss Hogg's books, so they were the good guys because Boss Hogg was the bad guy. So the whole slavery thing, and generally, just don't even get me started on it. I don't want to hear any more about it, but it blew up all over my Facebook page one day, and I addressed a lot of the concerns, but here I am again. Anyway, leave on a good note. So that's it, guys, for now. Thank you. Leave all your comments and questions below. Anything about the Confederate flag, if it's negative, I will ignore it because I just don't care. If you're supporting the General Lee, support the General Lee. That's all I care about is the car. Alright, so anyway, probably lost a lot of fans right now. I apologize. No, I'm just kidding. It's just how it is. I speak my mind. That's how I feel. And if you don't like it, there's other channels, guys. I'm Captain Foley. It's who I am. And a lot of people really respect me for the fact that I say exactly what's on my mind, and I do all the time. And that's got me a lot of the fans I have. So I gotta be who I am. And if you don't like one of the two things I say, that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It just means I don't agree with you on one or two things. And so, anyway, that's where I stand on that. Okay, I'll make it really simple for you guys. I know it's dragging on long, and I apologize, but I want to end it really soon. So the Cobra symbol from G.I. Joe, we should abolish that altogether. You know why? Because it represents terrorism, and terrorism is evil, just like slavery. That's how ignorant and stupid the whole getting the General Lee, the flag off the General Lee, or stop selling General Lee merchandise seems to me. That's it. Rant over. Captain Foley is back. Alright, so, yeah, please leave me comments or questions below, and I will address them in my next Captain's Log, which will probably be in about 2 weeks. And if you haven't checked it out, check out Christmas in July for Captain Foley, the other video on my channel, and the Starfleet Battles video. Lots of cool content on this channel, and it's just going to get better and better and better. Plus, if you want to go back and check my older videos, you can watch me driving a Lamborghini or an Aston Martin, or check out any of my old Star Trek product reviews, as I've got a lot of stuff in the other room that's how I started this channel out, building models and doing reviews. So if you want to check out that stuff, please go ahead, and I will talk to you guys very soon. This is Captain Foley, signing off till next time. Bye, guys.